Hello, Catherine, I'm here.
Hi, Sophia. How are you?
I'm very excited.
Are you here to pick up your artwork?
I'm very, very excited. I want to see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I will go get it. I'll be right back.
I know. It's like the big grand finale today.
The big reveal.
Yes. The reason why I wanted to share this with you today is because Catherine of Feeling Frameous is very patient and very good at what she does as far as looking at the art, and she almost instantly knows how to make it pop out. What are the best selections? And I had so many ideas, none of them worked. I was very disappointed. She ended up giving me 5 amazing options to choose from. And then, of course, we had to eliminate based on my budget because I do so many projects and I have so many things that I need to refurbish as well. But to find a framer who has this magic touch, this magic eye, and just can look at her wall and grab a frame. Here, look at this. It's like, oh my gosh, and your artwork just pops out. It's kind of like an artistic miracle.
Hello, my name is Gayle Ortiz. I am the owner and worker bee at Feeling Frameous Custom Picture Framing in Studio City. We're at 4357 and half Tahunga Avenue. My phone number is 818-506-1339. And everything, each item we call an element. So you have a mat board, another element which is a fillet. A fillet is a little tiny insert. If you pan down this way, this black insert is a fillet, and it's inserted into the mat board. So we can insert these into the mat board as an ornament, or stick it up against this frame and make the frame, change the look of the frame, make it a little bit larger. A little watercolor. I have a paper mat as the first layer. On top of that, there is a reverse bevel fabric mat board. I did not wrap this one, but I have boards that also are already covered with fabric. And this is what we call a stacked frame. So it's 2 frames. The first frame is white, and then I stacked the green around the outside of the white one to complement the center of the artwork. So again, hopefully this takes you right to the artwork, and it becomes one piece instead of a piece of art with a big frame around it. I do custom picture framing here. I do a little bit of artwork and sell a little bit, but mostly I do conservation and preservation custom picture framing.
Welcome to Feeling Frameous.
So, and here it is. Oh my God. All right, there we go. I got to bring it closer. I have to tell you, I collect couples. I love romance, love couples. Whether I'm in one or not, I just have a great appreciation for love and relationships that are intimate and quite rewarding. And so I have this, actually on my walls, couples, mostly dancers. But this one I liked because this was truly like a conversation going on.
Yeah.
And as if they really had an interest in each other and what they're saying. But all the ideas I brought to Catherine actually made the work disappear. And this is the simplest version of the options she gave me, because the ideal would have been to have an insert of a different texture but the same color theme, same family, and it would have just made this magnificent. But I did have to stay within my overall goals. But I'm still very, very pleased with it. I'm so grateful.
This one was fun to work on. There were so many colors in here. I think it's our first instinct to go with the color and go with the pink and the shiny and the purples, because all these colors are so pretty. But because of the reason you mentioned a minute ago, it came to this, which is also very it's very cozy and it's very simple, and it makes one overall picture instead of being picture in frame. It's one overall picture. This works so nicely because it's a little bit of these neutral colors, the colors that you don't necessarily look at, but doesn't this complement all of that and create one piece of art?
And
really
if you could
nicely.
see it up close, the frame actually is very textured. It has this wonderful speckled look, and the actual artwork is the same thing. It's very grainy, and it's just a beautiful blend. And this was a dilemma. First I came in, I wanted matte, I wanted frame, I wanted the insert, and not knowing any idea of what framing involves. And then she said, well, what about the signature? And I thought, oh my gosh, yeah.
I think all of this has come starting when I was a kid. My mother was an art major while kids were little. My mother went back to school, became an art major, and then a teacher. So the art stuff was all around all the time. I got in trouble for getting into my mother's things and breaking pencils and making a mess with the paint, which I was not supposed to play with. So it was all around. I went through school studying music. At the end, after I finished my music requirements, I took some art classes, drawing, design, painting. I came out of school wishing I studied more art. So I've always been one to make things, draw pictures, learn new things. I do origami, Japanese paper folding also. I do a little bit of painting sometimes when I avoid something else I don't want to do. So it's just always been around. I have always enjoyed framing things together with artwork. It's similar to dressing up, your dolls or trying on new outfits to see how they look. Many things look good. There's always lots of options with framing, and a lot of things look good. But it's all part of that. I like putting color together. I like trying new things with color, but the process of designing the framing package, we call it, for your artwork has always been a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it. I feel like I have a natural feel for it. So it's just fun. I worked in television for many years. I worked in production for a little bit, and I had taken a year off to do some artwork, art in the park and whatnot, to sell my artwork, and the process of having to frame my own artwork led me to this, and I found someone that was good at training me, and I eventually bought the shop that I worked in, and so it's been a very fun ride.
This piece is just amazing, and this is origami, correct?
Yes, it is. It looks very busy, it looks very complicated, it looks very difficult, but it's actually a very easy fold, and what makes it look so complicated is that there are similar but different layers, and there's 5 pieces of paper in this piece. So there's the first layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they're all folded the same. So I put that on a mat board that I felt was sort of generic but a little interesting, and then I did what's called a threaded pinstripe around the outside of it. So that there's two pieces of thread for each side, and it's a variegated thread, so there's some variation in there. So hopefully it makes another, it's just one piece. Because this piece is 3-dimensional, I made a spacer out of the same mat board. So what that does is provide some space here in the corners, it's called a shadow box. So there can be a very deep shadow box if you have a thick object, or just a simple one like this, just to add depth and dimension to your artwork. Because I get to do lots of things. The framing is changing all the time. I enjoy getting new corner samples and new things to play with my artwork, since I have a bunch that is unframed, that's my own personal work, but I keep changing my mind because new things keep coming through here. So there's always a great variety of options here. Come in sometime and let's put a nice, beautiful piece of art on the wall.
Yeah, that sounds...
So it's some people might call it overdone. I just think it works because I've got the Sea Anemone, which was a print of a very fine pencil drawing. I wanted a little separation, a little space, so I put a very light, but it's a suede board right next to it. And then I wanted this separation again, so I put this rustic sort of silver gray fillet inside another gray suede board. And then I have a stacked frame here. I also, at the time this molding was new, the white one, the white molding I just wanted to make bigger and more important, so I stuck this antique silver one in. But this is made from Capiz shell. This is my diploma from college. I like to have shop samples, and I didn't have anybody else's diploma, so I framed my own. That's very old. It was in a very traditional, dark, conservative frame. Kind of fortunately, it fell down and broke, and so I decided to do something very different, and I happen to have this, and at this moment it happens to be graduation time, so this was my sample I made the other day for graduation.
And this is excellent because you have a dark line, or is that a matte?
The very dark line is created from cutting a mat board at a bevel, and the mat board has a black core, so it's a gold piece of mat board with a black core. So when you cut the bevel, it makes a small line.
It's so beautiful.
So I've got mat boards with all different colors of cores. I've got pink with black in it, blue mat board with purple core. So it's a really fun thing. So this then creates, 4 colors. It's the black, the gold, the red, and then the white on top.
And also, this has the same concept of that shadow boxing.
It has a spacer in it. Yes, it is a shadow box. You're right. I couldn't see because of the glare.
It's just lovely. That sounds wonderful.
It is. It's great fun.
I also like the name Feeling Frameous.
Feeling Frameous. Well, I am in Studio City, and these Frameous people come in now and then. My friend actually came up with the name for this and gave it to me. So I have to give my friend credit.